by a specific time. Why didn't we say 8:30 or why didn't we say 9? Because of there is a slot, and we are controlled by the organization that controls the whole thing right in here, and our slot is booked at between 11:30 and 1. So this is why we're there in that specific time. So prior to that, we're gonna have a break. That break could be either a brunch or cafe or whatever. And of course, the most important thing is the comfort stop. That is more important than anything else. And then we'll do the
first. We are arriving to this center, the visitor center of the national park. We go out of the bus. If you need the toilets, tell me before the video, and I can tell you where they are. And we go directly inside of the visitor center to watch the movie.
Step, please.
In the documentary you're about to see, we wish you to find out about the secrets of an outstanding natural area. A world of changing landscapes, cliffs, forests and waters. Recesses hoarding an amazing amount of life that we can look at now thanks to decades of conservation work. Now it is up to us to play our part by showing respect and understanding. Only thus will future generations be able to fully enjoy it. So make yourselves comfortable and enjoy the show.
Stone treasures shaped by colossal forces and crowned by revealed and vanishing chasms. Where legendary trees grow living through fires. Abode of the Lincegas, the old kings that left their remnants in this earth. Remarkable plants, only here to be found. Of animals with amazing strategies. A world of discovery, of lights and shadows, plowed by paths revealing unexpected landscapes. Everything enclosed in the heart of the island of La Palma. La Caldera de Taburiente. The Canary Islands are the summit of a huge sediment of volcanic matter, moored in the abyssal Atlantic plain. Trimmed like a sharp wedge on the sea, La Palma is really a combination of two very different halves. In the northern region, an almost perfect radial system of steep-sided ravines leads to a huge hollow, 6,300 feet deep and 5.5 miles wide. A marvel undermined by ruthless erosion, cut into the utter depth, to the point of denuding the lava blocks, the remains of an underwater mountain brought up by volcanic bursts. This thick framework of dikes is the hardened core of countless cracks where lava used to run infused under pressure from the seabed. On these ruins, 2 long eruptive periods were set, lifting the island above its present level, El Roque de los Muchachos. The Garafia edifice was pioneered, but the foundations failed, and the southern wing capsized onto the ocean. On its way came Taburiente, stately but unstable, thus sharing its destiny and bringing about a huge depression pointing southwest. The nucleus of La Caldera was getting into shape. Into this scar, El Becanado pushed in, a volcanic struggle with a quick growth but a short life that set the course of the forthcoming draining currents. El Riachuelo in the south and Las Angustias in the southwest. Way into the Atlantic, La Palma profits by the northeast dominant winds, sped up at hundreds of miles by the powerful Azores anticyclone. These are the trade winds, ocean-cooled breezes, checked by this stone arch, preventing any freshness to get deep into the bark. That is why the luxuriant Monteverde of La Palma grows hazardously in the darkest ravines. The southwest occasional winds come loaded with humidity and high temperatures. They make their way along this huge passage up to the farthest nook in the park, where they condense and collapse in rain. An intricate network of ravines ramifies in 2 great streets, channeling down the prized fluid on its way to the sea. After the rains, the crystal clear waters from springs and sources get back to their riverbeds. It is a pleasure for visitors and a need for the large farmlands near the coast. For the greater part of the year, the high layers of hot and dry air have been smothering the trade winds. The sea of clouds becomes stagnant, and the summits stay in the clear. This climate is trapped between scarcely cloudy days, a few showers, and a great deal of sun, an unvarying landscape. When the bulk of hot air rises, the fog hides the mountains. Then, the clouds have the chance to fall freely and refresh the overheated walls. A height of 1.5 miles allows some scope for maneuver. At low level, the weather is what can be expected in an island of the ocean, without sharp changes and tempered by the sea. At a medium height, you can feel the seasons of the year, something more on the continental line, even in such a small scale. The peaks are a particular world, torn between the harshness of a long summer and the coarseness of winter. This is when the tops of the national park undergo a thorough change. For weeks, snow and frost will benumb all that breathes under their icy cloak. Bushes are now ice sculptures, waiting for better times to feel again the beat of life. Even the more cunning, think a miracle to find something to eat. Seasons are not concurrent over here. Spring is always waiting around somewhere. It is a domino effect, starting with the new year in the bottom of La Caldera, and coming much later to the peaks as a shockwave in the early days of summer. A color exhibition. The franchise of the thick and far-reaching Codoceres bushes and the scarce but outstanding Retamones. The violet, in spite of a frail figure, is able to live in barren grounds, a virtue shared by almost all the violets in the world. Every year, the Taquinaste bushes get a new livery of blue or pink flowers, a sweet joy for many flying invertebrates. The pine groves seem alien to time. Their evergreen tops roof over a wide tract of the park and climb impracticable slopes until they end up being twisted by the wind and the cold. These trunks were once upon a time bitten by fire, but only the outer surface was burned. The tree's vital tissue stayed untouched under this light but effective armor. An ability not shared by many pines in the world. In spite of being a fern, the Dahlia is always going upstream. Its looks are at their lowest at the end of the winter to break out again in the dry season. The late flowering, the pasture's quality, and the great supply of water were like charms for the natives, the first nomads, and their goat flocks. It was a haven for kings, a memory engraved in stone, but always a very concise history scattered over this uncouth and unfriendly vastness. The prelude to 2 millennia of hard coexistence, where frail nature was always at a disadvantage. In the long run, the primitive landscape would never be the same again. The wood's fineness kept standing a few canary cedars, although in the agony of solitude, grafted in the cracks of the collapsing earth. And that was just the tip of the iceberg. Flocks, rabbits, and wild goats took their aim on the juiciest plants, leaving behind a whole retinue of seriously endangered species. Many plants found salvation in the steep labyrinths where fresh records prove the reality of an outstanding biodiversity. Some are crasulaceae, like the beheques, which are able to stock water in their leaves, a clear sign that water is here a sparse resource. The common beheke is an endemic plant in La Palma, and it is most frequent in the middle and low regions of the park. The vegetable world in La Palma amount to some 2,000 species, lichens, bryophytes, and fungus being the half of them. Lichens are the true cosmopolitans in the park. The wide majority grows on rocks, sometimes covering them entirely. A few grow on other plants, especially in foggy environments. They look like weird, bearded pine trees dyed with different colors. Their dead logs are the favorite lodgings for the fungus feeding on wood. In such diversity, only a few plants can boast to be exclusive residents of La Caldera. This Jarilla is one of the last botanic findings. Only one specimen was found living in the wild. Its seeds could be gathered, preventing extinction in the last minute. The retamon can resist the most serious frost, but it could not stand the true danger of the heights, the assault of a whole bulk of imported herbivores. That is, not by itself. Human and technical resources were needful to protect the shrubs one by one. Only thus could they escape disaster. It was neither the first case nor the last. Fauna includes some 1,000 species, invertebrates being always a large majority, but numbers are here immaterial. In spite of their tiny size, they organize biological procedures that are essential to keep life going on, even if sometimes it looks otherwise. In addition to the floods uprooting them from their stone beds, the forests of Canary willows suffer from another devastating plague. A plague of endemic caterpillars shows up unannounced and spoils their green leaves until they finally shut themselves off in their silky cocoons. Then it's time for the trees to break out again, as if waking from a nightmare. Being more than 3 inches long and having strong jaws and poisonous glands, the centipede is quite a different proposition. But all of them are sheer intermediaries, a scaffolding supporting the next step, a higher and narrower level, in charge of rounding the cycle off. The noisy and gregarious chub is like the joker of this cast iron structure. It gets the best from every moment. Even if it rounds off its diet with a large range of insects, it generally keeps a vegetarian diet all the year. There is some special model, such as the volcanic cavities, the heritage of a forceful past, where life slides in by the drop. It's a usual thing around here to recycle the eyes or even to lose colors. Some get endowed with antennae. Everything is allowed to improve in a world with no light. In this stunning pyramid, vegetarians and hunters are quite dissimilar, but the essence of it all is always the same: to eat and live to tell. In 1954, La Caldera de Tabarinda was traditional exploitations, except for the waters. Now, we let nature follow its course, but we are bent on restoring deteriorated environments, protecting the native species, and removing the imported ones. There are in the park several structures devised for learning and enjoying. A large network of paths leads to the most amazing nooks. To this day, the park welcomes some 400,000 visitors every year, and it has been compulsory to organize the vehicle's entry to the viewpoints in order to avoid overcrowding. In addition to their beauty, the peaks of La Palma are otherwise appealing. Clean air and lack of any light pollution were important assets in order to build one of the most important space observatories in the world. Everything we have seen is an element of one heritage. The heritage of a preserved area getting in tune with the new challenges without going astray from its own philosophy, to preserve for learning and enjoying.
It's an office where normally you get there to give information, to have information about the area, to ask for things, to buy some maps or some books. But also they have like a shop also there. Shop for things that are produced here in La Palma. For example, from sweets or mojos or wine or rum or handicraft. For this reason, we stop there, and they do for us. They prepare like an appetizer, just a tasting, a small taste of white wine would be, and maybe also mojo to taste a little bit. And then also we will have time to walk around the area. It's not so a big town, but you can enjoy the time there. We can also drink a coffee or wherever. There are a lot of possibilities there. And then why this stop here is not just for the wine tasting, that I liked you to taste the wine, but it's also because, as Maher already said, we have an appointment, so to say, in the national park. It's so very strict with the time, and we got from 11:30 to 1:30 our time. So we can be earlier or later there because all the buses are driving up, and you will see how narrow it is. And the drive up it could be narrow, and if we meet another bus driving down, could be a little bit of a mess. And for this reason, we have to respect the time. But it's not a problem. We know that we will have 2 buses before us up there. Maybe we can drive a little bit earlier. But well, for this reason, we will stop there for this branch time that you can enjoy doing what you want. So now I give you the brochure. I hope it's 10 o'clock. I'm sure it's open. It's just in front of the information office. They opened it not for a while ago, and it's a very good idea that they had, is to offer all the products that we have here in La Palma. Different wines, different fruits, and also, for example, what I love are the almonds. If you remember, I told you about the almonds and the roasted almonds with salt, and they are delicious because they are from here, from this area. So there are almonds from this town, from this place, and there is a shop that you can taste before you buy it. You taste the almonds, or you taste also the sweets, or the mojos, or the marmalades, or even the honey. We have different kind of honey, and you can taste them before you buy it. And si quieres puedes empezar a servirlo un poquito de vino. Si me está llegando tarde.
Thank you so much.
He's very kind. Okay, so if everybody's here, if you don't mind, come here first, and then you can have a look around, because I will show you what we have here. So first of all, there are these 3 sauces. So I take this off. These are the mojos. Mojos is this paper sauce made with oil, pepper, and I think everything is here also displayed. And these are the mojos that I told you. One is mild and one is hot, but it's not extremely hot. You put a little bit with your knife here in the bread, and then you taste. Then you have something sweet also. This is thick, this is a sweet dessert. It's with honey, and it's really nice. Also, you can taste a little bit with it. And then you have the white wine. And this is it. So, and then, for example, if you like the taste of the mojos and you haven't bought any one and you want to buy it here, you have them on the shelves there. You have a couple of things that are from La Palma, because they are local ones. They work here with local products. So always with local companies that give us the local products. All the wines, all the rums, everything is made here. And this is it. Now I don't talk anymore. And the shop that I told you is closed. So it's a pity.
Okay.
is prepared for activities for kids, so like camping for kids, for giving them also this area covered with other plants, and then again the Canary Palms. The Canary Palms are here. If you see to the right and to the left, there are a lot of trunks laying on the ground. They're broken. This is because in 2005 we had a storm here in the islands, in the Canary Islands, and here we had issues with the wind. It was not so strong like in other islands, but it was really strong. Mother Nature, the wind blew so strong that broke everything here around, and you have to leave them the same way that you find it. We just cleaned the road, cleaned the access to the viewpoint, so took out some of the trunks, but the rest you see them here on the right and to the left. Doesn't look so nice, but well, it's part of the nature, and for this reason is protected by this law of the nature.
And we are walking in the sort of edge of this place. So it's review the scenery. The scenery. The scenery and the forest in itself, so the flora and
The scenery is all around. Scenery is magnificent.
yeah, the scenery is really nice. And with this weather, that's also really quiet today.
Let them walk slowly. Slow is better.
Yeah. And
Rabbits,
lizards.
rabbits are everywhere.
Yeah,
Rabbits,
yeah, but
the
not
most,
deer, not big ones.
uneven stones. There's uneven stones. The stones that walking difficult.
Yeah, of course. This is all like adventure stuff. It's like the walking through St. Alabama are like they're not so bright, not so wide like in some places. Let's see what they do.
It was a bank holiday, and the duty came and stayed and was in prison. So my husband was to go in to visit. He didn't come. He didn't.
Hello. Hello, Lily. Hello.
So before we go this way, I think this is one of the most nicer views that we get on the walking path. In the other viewpoint, maybe it's the same, but a little bit closer. But here we have a great view with all trees in the front. It's really nice.
Can we take some pictures?
Just didn't get that. It was in Britain.
So we have here an area
Come on,
that I don't want
boys.
to be stopping the whole time because we are in a short walk and it's not the moment to stop the whole time. But well, I wanted to stop because of this walk that they have there. In some places here, they are so steep that they have to improve the conditions of the path because each time that rains a lot, all the flies is coming down, all the stones coming down, roll down and destroy most of the path. So in places where we have ravines or little ravines or places where we have a lot of erosion, we can have this here like this. So some walls to contain or things that they have done there on the corner, so with concrete also the path, and this is what they do that there. And then another thing that I wanted to explain is this area here. We see a lot of lines. If we look at the mountains, we see a lot of lines in different directions. These lines are the old way of the lava coming out of the ground. Because, well, this is not directly a crater from a volcano, but it was the lava is lava from different eruptions. So we had huge volcanoes in the north of La Palma that created the north, and these huge volcanoes left behind a huge mountain. This mountain after a while collapsed, went down and sliced directly to the water, creating or leaving behind a part of the crater. Then after that, this mountain is a volcano, closed the shape of the crater, leaving that this U form. So what we see this, for example, is like a wall, like handmade, but it isn't. This is the old way of the lava. So when the eruption stopped, the lava came out and stayed there. It's like the ways that the lava had. So for this reason we see like straight, so you can imagine a chimney where the lava comes out, and when the eruption stopped, they filled up and stopped and solidified inside. So for this reason also the colors. The orange from this is the mineral that they have the lava, is the iron, for example.
Which mineral? Iron and what else?
Well, a lot of different minerals, but what we think the most is the iron, because they would be rusted after with the humidity and so. You see that it's rusty at the end. So we will see a lot of walls like this with different shapes, and then on the other side also these lines that are all over are these old ways from the lava. This is the first part of the island.
So this lady
After that, we have
spoken to the one before her who
from the
purchased
north
it, but I didn't think she would
and in the north
achieve
were
a nice green journey, which
and
sounded
it
so,
was like
so good.
2.5 or 3
And they spoke to me
years
in
ago.
the
And all this volcanoes were
Depends what happens to all the families. So how or what they did, they went to Australia. The time that the things behind the big birds, they took out. And that more story came out to that.
So with a great shriek, men have just no movement whatsoever. I thought you were going to say when she was I had a fitness instructor who used to have, and she used to say we were lying down and things like that. And those ladies swabless.
Say the same for blokes, you know.
Yeah, sure.
So normal is fork.
But yeah. But because these stairs
And you could see everything. It was horrible. And the top down as well. We were doing the shoot. And she had see every day.
I haven't taken her from the place. I've been with me like 12 years. And if I moved from there, I have my own apartment now, and I didn't want to take her with me because this used to be this place. This used to be free next to where my mother lives, and I didn't want to take her from the comfortable place that she's used to get. And I go visit her, but she never has been so crazy like this kitty is. Because she's so young, he's just 3 months old. And the behavior is
Sorry, no, I
like
was just thinking
crazy.
he was talking about, you know.
Careful there,
that-
please,
you know,
on the
they
left
say,
hand side.
Don't go
Yeah.
beyond the red rock, and there's always somebody who does. Never realised.
Yeah? We are already there.
In right up the front.
Oh, the joys of a school trip to look after. Yes, you can never relax.
There's a couple scrapes that he's having usually, and he's calmed down a bit now.
All right.
If it's
West, you've got a whole load.
go and do it.
Yeah.
Especially junior children. I really take
It's funny, I remember once we went up the Leaning Tower of
Always
Pisa
the
before
ones
they
back.
straightened it.
Oh,
And you could just walk
no,
past it,
and guess who was always at the bottom? Yeah.
leaning out to the sunset.
I always drew the short straw. Oh, so you said you had to bring up the rear.
This is about, survival of the species. Those are really stupid.
But some kids just never get to them.
You can really feel the momentum when you're around it. And these people are like,
And so I think they think if they're not at the front, they get a bit down hard.
So this is the last part of the easy way. So the easy part is still here. Then we have this viewpoint, and then this just turn around and go back to the bus the same way that we did. This is the easy part. The longer part will be in another path that goes down and back again, back up again. So you can be here, stay here at this viewpoint, or just downstairs. Be very careful. There's stones here on the ground. And this is the other viewpoint, the other part of this viewpoint. But it's not for everybody because so the stones are not so there. And yeah, it's not so quite nice to walk, but if you see that you manage it, just pay attention that this could be slippery sometimes.
No, you're not the only one. There are some more people going back. Yeah, because you know your body much better than anyone else.
It's okay, but I know the signs, so I'll go back rather than go on.
Because we still have got